All right, Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rukakadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone who well and taught us his truth. Also, like to say much love, peace, and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful and 1/3, Brother Salah. And this is a part 2 in response to the Bible is written by men. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 58, right? Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, in the house of Jacob their sins, right? So that also takes us to another point, right? Right, it is only meant for you Israelites, not everyone, man. This is not a universal doctrine, right? Right, what Esau tries to push out, right? It is only meant for the redemption of the nation of Israel, man. And again, only the elect, man. The 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3, man. They're the only ones that's gonna receive this truth, while everyone else, man, they're just gonna perish, right? Die by fire or whatever destruction the Lord ordains, right? Right. So,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Salakia. No, I was gonna say no, I had one precept after you.
You
I
go.
wanted to say I wanted to say that you kind of bring this one out.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the book of Romans chapter 3 verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged." Right? So, you know, if these people they don't believe, ultimately, it's on you at that point. The blood was off our hands. We told you, we warned you, with whatever rebuttals you have, or whatever scoffing remarks, or you're just whatever you want to say, or whatever remarks you have, you know, it's not going to stop the Lord from continuing on with His prophecies. It's not going to stop what we say. The Scripture, you know, from being true, right? Like what you brought out earlier. These Scriptures, or they're sharper than any two-edged sword, right? And they're basically, these Scriptures, they're alive and active, right? So it doesn't matter what you people say, or what you have you have a doubt or unbelief, or you want to scoff at what we say. These things are still gonna they're still gonna turn true.
Well, why? Because why? Yahweh, man, he's not a man that he should lie, man. And everything that you see him, coming out, right, right. Him exposing the wicked, that shameful spewing, right. It's already coming to pass, right. Now it's getting ready to happen, man. This damn devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. Revelation 12 verse 12, because he knows he has but a short time, right. He's getting exposed. His own people are turning against him, right. Go on that Psalms 83 verse 6 or verse 8, if I'm not mistaken, Slakia, where his own people, so are gonna call him out for his bullshit, man. And good. That's how I know that this damn devil's going down, right? Yeah, yeah, all right, but continuing on with with what AI has to say about the scriptures being written by men, right? But right, it says here, right? It fulfill prophecy. A major distinguishing feature is the presence of detailed predictive prophecy. About 20%, about 27% of the Bible was prophetic at the time of its writing. Hundreds of these predictions, such as the specific birthplace and manner of death of the Messiah, were fulfilled with literal precision centuries after they were recorded. Yeah, and that's true. Most other religious texts contain no such verifiable long term prophecies, right? Because why, man? The scriptures, it's a historical book. It's our history, man. Not these damn devils, right? Historical and archaeological verification. Unlike myths or fables, the Bible identifies specific people, places, events, and can be cross-checked, right? It can be cross-examined, right? Archaeology discoveries like the Tel Dan still mentioning of the house of David and the and the pilots and the pilot stone have confirmed figures once thought to be mythical. Manuscripts are. I'm not sure about that one, but yes, the pilot stone, right? Or, Pontius Pilate. Yes, he is. That is a legitimate, verifiable source, right? Or at least one of many Even without that, through faith, man, we know these scriptures are true. Why? Because we see these prophecies happening in real time, right? The unexplainable things like time speeding up, man. The scriptures talk about, if the Lord didn't speed up time, no flesh on earth would be saved.
Yeah, you have even regular people in the world saying, people that don't even believe in these scriptures, they're they're saying, they feel like time is speeding up, which it is. Ultimately, it is. And uh, can I bring another point out, Ak?
Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Hold
Yeah,
on.
because
Hold on. Let me finish
yeah,
this last point.
go ahead. You got it. You got it. You got it.
All right, all right. Manuscripts. There are thousands of ancient copies of the New Testament manuscripts, far exceeding any other work of antiquity in volume and proximity to the original events. Right. So, all right. So one thing I like to bring out, right? How did people during the time of Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel, and even John the Revelator, right? Like four different people from four different time spans, right? Wrote the same thing, and what they all write: the destruction of Babylon the Great, right? Which we're gonna get into for a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I got some because the list that you put, right? If I can go back, and just to add on, there's another thing that people like to make. Another thing that people like to say, they say, you've been saying these things for thousands of years. What makes you think that they're gonna happen now, right? But what does the scripture say? Right? I have the book of Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Right? So yeah, these things were written thousands of years ago. Yet they were supposed to be meant for a different period of time. That's just another thing people like to mention. A lot of these scoffing ass Jakes, especially Eve. So Eve, I see typically Eve. She's always bringing out this. You've been saying this for thousands of years, right? They always like to, and that goes, yeah, like the spirit, because that goes back to Habakkuk 2 and 3 as well. You
Yeah,
can bring that out.
yeah, right. Yeah. It says
Yep.
for the vision is yet for the point of time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and it's not tarrying anymore. You see shit playing out in real time.
Yep.
No, you real soon. You can't even take flights to leave, man. That goes into the prophecy of Second Ezra. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Right.
And yeah, and you see, Terry's, you see small, you see different delays and things. You people saying this is gonna happen, it doesn't happen, but all of these things were a part of prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Although it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry,
yeah.
right? Because of that, there's gonna be a point where that gradualism will turn into suddenism.
Another thing I like to bring up, man, that these scholars say always, but it's saying really general. These things aren't general. These things are very fucking specific. Delays. How good someone how good some regular person know about that was gonna happen far into the future, which is what we're in right now. No, those people just simply don't have belief, man. In the Lord, these motherfuckers say they do, but really they don't. Really, these niggas, and they say it out of their own mouth. These niggas worship Satan, man. These people, they just need to lay down and fucking die, man, because they're under the vibration of what Esau, Edom. That's why Yahweh said, "Ye are your father the devil, and the lust after him ye shall do." In the book of Matthew, man. That's why 2/3 of our people have to go, right. You know the prophets, right. That was mercy. That was that lifeline given from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But what is the majority of our people want to do? They want to rebel. They don't want to take heed. These are the same motherfuckers that they're gonna die. These are the same people that died in Egypt, man, worshiping that golden calf. Murmuring against Moses. All that, man. Yeah. All right. But anyways, let's continue. All right. Brutal honesty. A human authored books typically, quote unquote, whitewash their heroes to make them look more appealing. Right. And we know what that goes into right. First Maccabees. Heathens sought to paint the likeness of their image. And right? And it goes, and also going into Job 9:24 that earth's been given the hand of the wicked. They cover the face and judge thereof. If not word, who is he? Esau, committing the iconoclasm, changing the dark images to white. The Bible, however, is remarkably honest about major failures of most important figures. King David he was an adulterer, but guess what? He repented, right? Peter denied Yahushua, which Peter was King David, and a nation of Israel, Yashral, is repeatedly shown as rebellious. Yes, that's how you know it's about the nation of Israel, because Israel is the main focal point. The transparency is seen as a divine authorship rather than human self promotion, right? And the last one, right? The authors themselves did not claim to be writing their own opinions over 3,000 times. They use the Slakia. The authors themselves did not claim to be writing their own opinions over 3,000 times. They use the phrase like thus says the Lord, or thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? Or indicate that they were carried along by the Holy Spirit, right? This claims of divine inspiration forces unique choices. The Bible is either supernatural revelation or a massive coordinated deception, which we know it's not a massively coordinated. It's not the latter. It is the former, right? Right? Again begs the question: how could people over a span of thousands of years, right? From different time periods, different people, right? Write the same, be writing the same narrative, right? How they have known specific events if these people never met each other, never saw what the previous manuscript said, right? And 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 on top of that, right. Write events write events with accuracy, pretty much.
Yeah,
It,
prophesying the downfall of your certain kingdoms, certain kings. Just all these. How would they know exactly these things? Because it's from the Lord.
it is divinely inspired from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, right? And that's the next thing we're gonna get into, right? Like prophecy. Throughout the scriptures, what does it talk about? The downfall of what? Babylon the Great, right? So Slocky, let's jump to the book of Isaiah, right? Chapter 13, we're starting verse 1. Prophecies about Babylon, right? Now you might think, oh, this is about ancient Babylon. Well, no, let's read it. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones of mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai of hosts, Sabaoth, meaning his armies, mustered the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So this is not. So this didn't happen during ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon, right, as you read further down, was taken by the Medes, right, the Medo-Persians. This is talking about America, Babylon the Great, right? When it talks about his weapons of indignation, what's that referring to? Them ICBM nuclear
Destroyed by
missiles.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, and multitude of nations, right? It wasn't multitude of nations in ancient Babylon. No, it was the Hamites, right? In Jake, and maybe some of the other nations, but it wasn't multitude of nations. This is talking about what? America, right? Because doesn't America have multitudes of nations in this country? It's not just Esau. It's Esau, Ishmael, Ammon, Moab. Of course, Jake's here, both northern and southern kingdom. Jake and what's it? Elam's here, Ham's here, Japheth's here, like all the nations are pretty much here in Babylon, the Great America, right? That's why it's called the land of confusion, right? Right, and now these these same multitudes of nations, right? as you're gonna read later on, right? They the Lord's mustering of the battle. Where are they gonna get to Slovakia? Where are they going to get gathered to? We know these nations are eventually gonna get gathered to the so-called Middle East or the Levant, right? Right. The Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. That's what it's alluding or leading up to, right? That great terrible day of judgment. You see?